All right, quick impromptu IG live. You know,
Yeah.
we got some sticky stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah. The MLB is
So,
going crazy right now.
yeah, I mean, it's just a really weird response, in my opinion, so far.
Right.
You know,
No, yeah, it is.
because you don't know what to expect as a pitcher anymore. Because it seems like rosin now is like something that you're not supposed to use, even though the MLB provides it. It's just very up in the air and very iffy.
Right.
So we wanted to break that down a little bit since we're not doing a podcast. So we'll probably just do this real quick, 15, 20 minutes,
Real
and get
quick,
y'all out of here.
Rick Dager said, "Did Klein get a haircut?" Dylan Sarah actually cut my hair today, so he actually does a pretty good job. So shout out to him.
Looking sharp.
If you're looking for a nice haircut. But anyways, so what I kind of wanted to bring up was, like the differences in what they're using, which we kind of talked. Max and I kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, and it's like there's a difference between using sunscreen or using spider tack and like all these other crazy things that people come out with and have been like passed down, whatever, all that nonsense. It's like there's a difference, and then it's hard to think about when you see guys like Tyler Glass now going out there for the first time using nothing. He said he uses sunscreen and rosin. That's always been his thing. He goes out there and he gets hurt, and it's that's something to think about too. Does the MLB need to find common ground with the players to have one substance that everyone can use to grip the ball, or is it nothing at all and the umpires have to check people every inning before they go out? I don't know the answer, but like there has to be an answer.
Yeah, I think another solution that people have been mentioning is that possibly the MLB give stickier balls in the first place. Don't give them these slick ass balls in the first place. Give them stickier balls to throw the pitchers. Because like it's just not fair.
Right, the MLB designs the
Yeah,
ball.
exactly. They own a part of Rawlings now, right?
Right.
So they control the production, I'm pretty sure. So they should do something in that part, or make one legal substance. There's just a whole bunch of things they can do. I feel like what they have done is definitely not it, because it's just catching all of the players off guard.
Right.
What are they going to do?
Right. And you'd think some of these players come out in these press conferences like they're not prepared for the question. Like, how are the teams, like PR people, not preparing players for these questions? Like Garrett Cole, the first time, obviously everyone saw that. Then last night, literally looks like after he gets like low key shelled, just looks like he's about to cry on camera last night. Just like is like I couldn't throw. We're gonna hit people. This is terrible. Like looked like he's like the MLB. Like I don't know, but you gotta do something. I mean, it's obviously not just Garrett Cole. It's so many people, but it's like I don't know what the answer is. So it's just kind of like hard to figure out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about what they're using. Like I did a little bit of research, and obviously everybody's heard spider tack. That seems to be like the extreme, and that not everyone is using that. Everybody kind of has their own combo.
That is the like top end of the spectrum. Like that's like the farthest way of the spectrum. I feel like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's kind of what it seems like.
The thing is, there over time you heard of like crazy shit of people like Vaseline ball, like spit, like all this shit like that people put on the baseball, and like so you like never even know. But dude, time and time again we see people these videos after every pitch, adjust your hat,
just a hat, grab
your glove,
grab right inside. Yep,
it's so nonchalant.
Yeah, it's just not able to not be noticed anymore.
Right.
So they're using spider tack, and then a common one I heard is rosin and sunscreen, which is like pretty natural and completely legal. Because that's just natural. You put sunscreen on, you sweat.
Well, the MLB,
rosin on your hat.
Well, the MLB just said this week after 4 p.m. the players can't put sunscreen on.
Wow.
Which is like
it's still sunny in places after 4 p.m. though. Got to protect yourself.
It was either like 4 or 6 or something like that. But like that's absurd.
That's a little absurd. I agree. So the suspensions we were talking about this the other day. We didn't mention it anywhere, but you and I were just talking about it.
We
It's
were
10-day suspension with pay. So it's a
10-day
paid
vacation,
vacation.
10-day paid
10-day
vacation.
vacation. Exactly. A paid
You know,
vacation. Like, what is enticing these pitchers to stop? And why should they, honestly? Because it's midway through the season. Why would you ever come out with a rule midway through the season? It's just unprecedented. So what are the
no.
pitchers supposed to do?
They had to have given pitchers, if you were going to do this, you have to implement it in an off season to give people time to adjust to find something that works for them.
Exactly. It's just kind of, I feel like it's classic MLB, just kind of shitting on their
I
players.
was
And
talking to I was talking with a guy. His name's Justin Shackle. He's a host, and he's a host for a Yankees radio show, and like he does a lot with the Yankees. He covers them. And I was like, honestly, like, in your time covering baseball, like, what percentage truly do you think are using anything versus nothing? He goes, I think half. So he said he said he thinks half. And then I was talking to Jeff Bannister, who used to be the manager of the Texas Rangers, and my question to him was, which was really interesting because I was wondering this. I was talking to Jeff Bannister. He says he managed the Rangers like 2012 to 2014, I think. So I was like, in your time in baseball, if you saw a player like using this stuff before he went out there, like a player on your team, would you ever be like, hey, we don't do that here? Or would the front office ever come out and say, hey, that's not a part of the culture here? And he said, honestly, like, no, you, with pitchers and stuff, pitchers do their thing, and like that's how it is. It's always been universally. You don't say anything. You don't call people out. It's like almost insulting to like call people out on like how they do things. So like he was like no, but the front office would never come down and say, hey, we don't do that here. That's not right. That's illegal. You know, it's just like, go out there and do your thing and win baseball games, which, like, I don't know how I feel about that. He was like, maybe it's not the answer anybody wants to hear, but it's like the answer.
it's like the truth, which is kind of what, God bless.
Thanks.
It's like the truth, which is kind of what I think people want, because for the past couple of years, I mean, everybody's known this is going on. Everybody.
Right.
Trevor Bauer has put it at the front page for the past 3, 4, 5 years, you know? And before that, it was just obvious. You can see people doing it. So I think people are finally ready for like a truthful conversation about it and like
Right.
where to go. Because before
Right.
now, it was just so up in the air about where to go. And like, because like Trevor Bauer said, yes, it's a rule, but is a rule really a rule if it's not enforced?
Right.
So
I agree with you.
I'm happy we're getting some clarity. I don't agree with how the MLB is doing it, though, and I don't think any of the pitchers and most of the batters probably don't as well, because honestly, I think they'd rather have a pitcher be able to grip the ball, not cheat, but grip the ball, than getting hit
Right.
up high with a 98-mile-per-hour fastball.
Right.
You
And
know?
it's interesting because Bauer put that video on his Twitter of him just using. He said it was
Yeah.
just rosin and sweat, and the ball is obviously sticky. He can grip it fine. So why isn't rosin enough then if you can do that?
I agree.
Is that
Like,
not enough?
why are there these other substances that they're using besides just what's provided by the MLB? That's what kind of annoys me on the pitcher's side, but on the MLB
Rosin's
side,
out
it's
there
just
for a
like,
reason, you know.
exactly. I mean, they do need grip. You don't want them throwing these insane breaking balls and having a chance of beaming someone in the leg, or these fastballs that sometimes lose control and it beaming
Right.
someone up top. Like,
Right.
you just don't want that. So you understand where it's coming from. There
Right.
just has to be
I
a
mean,
collective
this
agreement, I
week,
feel.
and something that a lot of people have been taking a look at is like the change in spin rate from pitchers since this came out. And like there are some pitchers like Shane Bieber, who won the Cy Young last year. He had probably his worst performance this week. He had his worst performance in over a year and a half, I'd say. And every curveball was leaving it up, didn't have the hook that it usually had, wasn't spinning the way it usually was, and it's just like you can't make it more obvious, you know.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because a lot of players and pitchers who are really good, are going to have their name kind of put in a bad place because of this. But I don't know exactly how I feel about that. But honestly, the one constant we've seen, although he got pulled with a little bit of an injury last night, we've seen DeGrom hasn't said anything, the best pitcher in the league, and he comes out every time and just striking out pitchers left and right. I think DeGrom's just like that good, you know?
I agree. He just seems like he just has the stuff. You know what I mean? And it's just his pitching. Like, he's not asking for any help. He doesn't need any help. He's just that damn good.
He
And he
is.
has been for the past couple of years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're totally right. Hopefully DeGrom gets better, though. Was there
Yeah.
any more information on that today?
Baseball's better when DeGrom is playing, for sure.
Yeah,
With his with his
absolutely.
with his sub-1 ERA and over 400 batting average.
Yeah, man, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The batting average.
Nuts.
That's what's really ridiculous.
We got
Yeah.
Jack Kramer's been loyal in this for a while now. The former washed up alumni and pitcher himself. So
Pitcher himself.
good to have Jack in here, you know.
Absolutely. And then
I'm sure Jack's got an opinion on this stuff for sure.
I'm sure he does. We'll talk to some people over the summer because it's just going to be baseball this summer.
Yeah.
There's like not much else within the next couple weeks. In closing, we like the uniformity and like wanting to do something about it. We don't like how it's been done. I feel like that's something we can agree on.
True.
And also wanted to remind you guys, YouTube, MLB, Game of the Week, tonight, 9:30, free game. Anybody that's got a YouTube account.
Well,
Just go to MLB. All right. Anything else, Kleiner?
Nothing from me, but this was fun. I wanna try to keep doing more of these, and hopefully we can get the numbers up of people in the room, get some people interested. You know.
Absolutely. And this is going to go up to YouTube as well. So we'll edit that up, pop it up on YouTube. So if you missed it here, check it out on YouTube.
Fair.
All right. Kleiner, peace out, buddy.
See you later.